Hello Gemini, and welcome to your 2019 tarot forecast. Wow Gemini, it's going to be quite the year for you. A year of healing, I think, is really the best word. I had a look at the astrology for you to try and give you a bit of an idea of what's going on. Now, for those that don't know, it's a massive year of eclipses in Capricorn. We start off with the partial solar eclipse on the 5th of January, 6th of January, depending on where you are in the world. And this for me is a big focus for Gemini, particularly on about the house of your psyche, right? So what do I mean by that? Like your deep thoughts, your deep inner knowing. It's been something you've been focusing on for quite some time now. Pluto's been in this house for you since 2008, so it's been a really big focus, whether you've kind of consciously been aware of it or not. But you've been going through this reinvention of yourself, like looking at your deep thoughts about what you think about things, about your beliefs, your belief systems. And this year is very much about that. It's about clearing beliefs that no longer are enough for you, that no longer align to you, that no longer kind of sit well, where you kind of go, well, that's what I used to think, but I no longer think that. And that's okay, Gemini. It's very much a year too of letting go of pleasing others. You know, Gemini, you know, for a sign that's quite logical and can be quite calculated in your thought process, you are very much also about making sure that everyone's happy. And one of those, the side effects of that is that sometimes that's at your expense. My gosh, I can't even communicate. And you are the sign of communication with Mercury. But what I'm trying to say here is that sometimes I think what you do is that you put others before yourself, okay? And you do that as a way of showing love and compassion. But this year's really about healing in that area for you. It's about learning to actually say no and put yourself first. I really do feel like the eclipses are going to cause you to focus on deep buried hurt. So deep stuff. We're talking about stuff that from years ago, pain from like when you're a little child, from family, you know, for some of you that's quite some time. And that's the energy that's kind of around you at the moment. After January and the partial solar eclipse on the 5th or 6th, then we have the last of the eclipses in Leo. So it's been Leo for quite a long time. And this for you, as I said, is all about letting go of pleasing others. After that, we then come into July. Now, I just want to give you a heads up with July. I'm noting this month of significance because we're going to have the eclipse in the sign of Cancer. I'm just trying to remember if that was lunar or solar. I can't remember. Yeah, solar eclipse in Cancer on July 2nd. And this is all going to be in your house of intimacy. So it's going to be causing you to ask questions like, who do I trust? Who do I let in? Who can I even tell my truths to? My deepest, darkest fear, these buried, deep truths that keep coming up for me. It's really going to ask you about who you can kind of be vulnerable with, I guess is the best way of putting it. What's interesting is after that, on July 6th, we have a lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So it's 2 eclipses in the 1 month. And that Capricorn lunar eclipse comes back to the psyche stuff that's coming up for you now at the beginning of January. So your deep thoughts, stuff that's been going on for a long time. Really, it's about focusing on self-love, okay? Your identity and putting yourself first. Your identity and going, okay, that's what I used to resonate with, but now that kind of doesn't suit me anymore. And maybe it's even further than that. Maybe it's your circle of friends and your influence, but for now it's starting with you and what's going on in your mind. The North Node's in Cancer, okay? So the North Node's in Cancer, the South Node's in Capricorn. And what this means is the North Node is the direction that you're going and the South Node is the direction that you're turning away from. So Cancer's all about nurturing self, nurturing who you are and what you want. And really, I feel like that's the question for you this year. What do you want, Gemini? Like if I was to sit down with you and I was to be at your coffee table or your dinner table and we were, you know, having a chat and I was to say, okay, what do you want from life? Could you answer me? Because that's what the energy is asking you to take a look at this year. It's to go really deep within to figure out who you are and what you want. And that's what it's going to be a year for you, a year of discovery and a year of healing. And then finally, we have another eclipse in the sign of Capricorn on the 26th of December. So massive year for you, as I said, looking at who you are, what you want, and doing that inner work, that like really going deep into your psyche and letting it go. And the cards that I've laid out here all kind of confirm that for you. But let's get into the tarot. So the way I've laid out the cards, Gemini, is in two parts. So the first half of the year, the second half of the year, January, February, March, April, May, June. And then I've got one card for overall energy, July, August, September, October, November, December, and one card for the overall energy in that period. This deck that I'm using is called Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It's not a traditional deck, so there's some cards that will seem similar, and I'll talk about them in traditional tarot, but they actually have slightly different meanings, so I'll call them out as we go along. It's a really beautiful illustrated deck, and I have to be honest with you, I think you've got every kind of spiritual card about inner growth and inner healing when it comes to self-regeneration, so that's quite interesting. And you have the very best card of the entire deck in your spread coming up, and that is the card of choice, so I'll talk about that in a moment. But what I'm going to do to make it a little bit more easier to palette and break down, like more palatable, is I've got traditional Rider-Waite that I'll use to actually clarify in the top. Okay, so let's get started. I'll start with the first 6 months and then we'll come back to the others. So you start off January with the card of Union. So straight away, this is not a traditional card that you would have. It is major arcana, but it kind of represents, I guess you could say, it a lower vibration than lovers. It talks more about a union of body, mind, and soul. So it's back to that psyche work that I was talking about, that it's a really big focus for you when it comes to the planetary alignments, Gemini. Can I please have one additional clarifying card, Eddie? Thank you. The irony that you pull the card of Capricorn or the devil on a Capricorn lunar eclipse. It's really interesting because I feel like it's actually asking you to release the shackles, and I think that's the shackles that you've put on yourself, Gemini. In February, you have the 9 of Cups, and you have a clarifier as the 4 of Cups. So it's like you've had a wish come true in something, but now you're asking yourself, is this what I really wanted? It could be a job, it could be a partner, it could be a multitude of things, but we'll get into that in a moment. Additional guidance on the 6 of Cups, please. Thank you. King of Cups. So March looks like it's going to be quite a love-filled month for you. You have 6 of Cups cards of soulmates, lovers, kindred spirits, and then you have the King of Cups as a clarifier. Maybe a water sign is quite prevalent for you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then as you get into April, you have the 3 of Pentacles coupled with the 2 of Cups. You know, for those that are coupled, just be careful. You could meet someone at work or someone in your travels that really kind of sparks your mind. And this kind of comes back to, I guess, what I was saying before about questioning yourself. What do I want in terms of, hopefully you can see that okay. What do I want in terms of my my life? Like, what is it that I want to bring in? Interesting. May, you have body and mind coupled with the Tower. So the body and mind card, again, is not a traditional one you see. It's the card of 11, the 11 of air, which I guess you could say would be the Page of Swords. But this is all about getting clarity and needing to make a decision, something happening quite suddenly. Maybe you leave a job, maybe you leave a partner. It wouldn't surprise me as you're gearing up to these eclipses, right? And a note about eclipses, in case you don't know, when they come in and they make a change for good. So new moon is about manifesting new. It's the perfect time to start something new. And a full moon eclipse is all about endings. And there's no going back at eclipses, right? So if you end something, that's it. It'll be sudden, it'll be done, it's over. All right, one more card, please, on this 2 of Earth, 2 of Coins. Clarifying card on this 2 of Earth. Thank you so much, Spirit. Just one. Of course, you give me 2. 8 of Wands, and then the card of Death, of Rebirth. Yeah, wow. Okay, and ironically, there's that 10 of Cups. Do you remember when I split the deck before and I showed it to you? That 10 of Cups was there. Just thought I'd show you that again. Let's see if it comes out. Okay, so as I said, January, you have the card of Union and the card of the Devil. Now, I only typically use this deck of cards when I'm doing a yearly forecast or something really quite special like twin flame readings. It tends to be a deck that I keep for quite spiritual stuff because it is literally that. But it's funny, you know, I pulled it out to do these readings and your whole focus is on that inner self-worth, that inner self-work that you need to do. The card of Union, if you have a look at the illustration, which is quite beautiful, really focuses on that body, mind, soul connection, right? It's like who are you? Who are you at your core? And more importantly than that, what do you believe? Coupled with the card of Devil, which speaks about bondage, restriction, restraint. Could be about the restraint that you've put on yourself. Could also speak about addictions that you might have to prescription drugs, illegal drugs, alcohol, a whole range of things, Gemini. Maybe it's a shopping addiction. Some people are overeaters. Look, there's no judgment here. I'm just calling it as I see it. And it could be that that's no longer serving you anymore. Like that outdated way of coping as a coping mechanism to push down all the kind of feelings that have been coming up for you, Gemini. It's time for that to go. And you know, eclipses do that. They come in, they shake us up, and the planetary alignments, the way it is at the moment, I mean, we have you know, a stellium of planets in Capricorn, and that's going to continue into 2020 and even 21. So you're going to feel this energy whether you're ready for it or not. But it's really asking you to kind of figure out who it is that you are in the month of January and make that union for yourself once and for all about body, mind, and soul. This is not a card of twin flame union. This is not a card of love and coming together. This is a card of you and your body, mind, and soul actually finding its place and purpose again within the world. Deep, right? Yeah, deep. February looks interesting. It's like you start doing this inner questioning, and you have the card of the Nine of Cups coupled with the Four of Cups. So the Nine of Cups speaks about wish fulfillment, things coming true, but it can also speak about, if you have a look again at this card, it's really beautiful. It's illumination. So it's kind of looking at emotional illumination. And this is a card of being bored with the status quo, you know, kind of ho-hum, like someone's trying to give you love and you're kind of like, I don't want it. Now this can relate to love, and I am going to call love because it's cups doubled up and because of the next cards that follow it. So it could be that you're dissatisfied in a relationship that once was your wish come true, or it could be that you're dissatisfied with your current relationship status, be that single, be that coupled, be that married, whatever it is. I feel like you're kind of in a bit of a stale spot when it comes to February. Maybe that's one of the things that you've done upon reflection that you've realized in your psyche. Is this what I want? Maybe that's what needs to change. Interestingly enough, when we get to March, you do have the Six of Cups coupled with the King of Cups. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But this speaks about, Six of Cups is that kind of nostalgic energy, something from a past. I'm really getting quite strongly past life energy for you. There's a lot of that at the moment, especially since Pluto's been in this house for you, this house of deep psyche and thoughts and really going within since 2008. So it could very well be that a past life lover, person, someone from your past life crosses your path, and there could be a water sign. And I feel like it's almost like as if you go from 1 month of feeling dissatisfaction in a relationship, and then next minute someone kind of comes out of the blue and really blows your mind. Now, again, because we're dealing with Pluto, Neptune, deep psyche, that kind of thing, and that particular house, I do want to just point out that this could be an energy that actually comes to you in your dreams first. I know that sounds weird, but bear with me. It could be something where you have like a really vivid dream, and maybe you've been having it for a little while, someone from your past, and you can't quite place the face or the name, but it seems really familiar to you. That energy could be presenting itself to you in a dream before it actually comes to you in what we class as the 3D or the physical. Now, I know this is a bit esoteric, but bear with me because it is a tarot reading. But back to the more practical matters, and you couldn't write this shit, but this is the Three of Pentacles, so it's far more practical as you're coming into April, coupled with the Two of Cups. I feel like, as I said to you, be careful, because for those that are attached, you could be very tempted by someone that you meet abroad when you're traveling, someone to do with work, someone aligned to work, someone, I don't know, they may not even work with you. They could be a customer, a supplier, someone like that, that's really going to make you think twice again, about that who you are, what you want type thing. Someone that you feel like you could collaborate with and build something quite solid. This is quite a beautiful card. You know, it's the Three of Pentacles. In traditional tarot, it shows people standing outside a church, I believe, and they've got like pentacles up the top showing the light flowing through. Whereas this is far more grounded and earthy. It speaks about something kind of being planted to take root. I think there's a squirrel there with some nuts. Yeah. So, and interestingly enough too, I'm seeing kind of that devil kind of thing come through, that theme come through again. Do you see that? So maybe this is really speaking to the Capricorn eclipses having a strong effect on you, Gemini, or maybe a Capricorn is in your life that has a strong effect. Maybe you're falling in love with a Capricorn, maybe that's who the person is, or maybe it's a water sign, or maybe that's just a symbolism that I've picked up. It'll mean something to different people. It is a general forecast. But this really is going to be a month for you about either reconnecting to your lover, and you could be just re-meeting on a new level, or meeting someone new that's from your past life, or that's a soulmate kind of energy. And I say that with confidence because of the card that came before it, the Six of Cups and the King of Cups. May looks like it's going to be a challenging month, which is interesting because, you know, you're coming into your birthday season. You have body and mind coupled with the Tower. So again, body and mind this is the card of air. It's the 11 of air, okay? So it speaks about, this could be the Page of Swords. So I think I said to you as I was laying the cards out, so it could be that you're getting clarity in a situation and then making a sudden change. Now, that could be about a relationship, or it could be about work. It's going to matter, it's going to have an effect differently for all of you depending on your planetary alignments and where the things are within your chart. But it's all back to your intimate thoughts and beliefs and being actually vulnerable and being seen for who you are. And for you, even though you've been doing so much of this work already, Gemini, it's more back to that, who do I trust? Who do I let in? Who do I even tell these deepest, darkest thoughts to? You know, and you can see in this card, I mean, it's a perfect illustration for what we're talking about here, the stuff that's going around in your head, poor Gemini. Like, you know, look at the connection to spirit here, then look at the connection to an actual human body, someone from your past, the two masks, shedding what no longer serves you. It's a deeply, deeply spiritual card. And I feel like either you're going to make some change or the universe is going to make some change. The Tower speaks about sudden changes, things that catch you off guard. So either you're initiating this change and it's very quick and swift and it happens, or something happens around you that, and you know, for some of you it could be that you end a relationship or your partner leaves, or it could be that like I said, you end the connection and find something else, or it could be related to work as well. Eclipses are all about endings and new beginnings, and they are final when they do happen. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out for you. For a lot of you, I'm thinking it's love connections because someone comes in from a past life or a soulmate kind of thing. Interestingly enough, June is all about trying to find your balance again. So you've got Two of Pentacles, and then you've got this card here, Nine of Wands. So it's almost like a 10 of Wands, carrying a heavy burden, being quite tired. Whatever's going on for you, this is a month really of juggling and trying to keep it together, right? Trying to find your balance. This is again more grounded energy. So I don't know if you're noticing the theme, but it's almost like you have earthy energy, and then you have this like etheric, like mental kind of psyche energy. Then you have earthy energy. It's almost like you get a slight reprieve and then the universe brings it back again. I feel like whatever change happens for you in May, and maybe you've already got some plans of what you're doing, maybe some of you are leaving work and going to make a different choice when it comes to career, it's going to transform you, okay? This is the kind of push, the shove that you need. Now, it's come up in the month of June, but it could actually be relating to July. Remembering on July 2nd, we do have that solar eclipse. Is it a solar eclipse in Cancer? I keep forgetting, I keep getting them mixed up. Yeah, the solar eclipse in Cancer, July 2nd. And for you, this is, like I've said to you many times, all about you clearing beliefs that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, really going deep into your psyche and knocking that out of yourself. Like, where did they come from? Is that something that you've been told as a child from your mother? Is that something, you know, you never got enough love from your father? Is it something that your first boyfriend told you, or girlfriend, whatever it is? It's really about going through and clearing all that shit, that psychic debris. And if you haven't done that before in your life, and you're now in your mid-30s or mid-40s or 50s, and you're suddenly starting to do that, then it's going to take a little while, okay? And the energy might feel a little bit heavy. You do have the card of choice governing your whole kind of vibe during the first 6 months. And I think this couldn't be any more prevalent for you, Gemini. So even though, you know, it's a lot of psyche stuff, healing stuff going on, a lot of changes I see coming through for you, particularly in career and love, I just want you to know that you do have the choice and you are supported, okay? This is the very best card you can get in this particular deck. It's even written as that because at the very core of our being, all we have is two choices, love and fear, right? And when we choose love, everything aligns. The author that wrote this and put it together speaks very highly about the choice of stepping into the unknown, but doing it with confidence and knowing that you are supported. So I just want you to know that even though you are going through this really quite stringent, heavy energy, that you are supported as you do so, okay? You will make the right choice for you, however that plays out. It looks like it lightens up as you get to the second part of the year, okay? Because the energy kind of shifts. It's still earth and water, which is really interesting. So, you know, cups and, you know, money, what you're doing within the world. And what's interesting is that you've still got a bit of the psyche stuff that flows on. So after July 2nd, we have a lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July 16th. So 2 eclipses in the 1 month. What's also really important for you to note, Gemini, is your ruler Mercury goes retrograde in that same month from the 7th to the 31st. It's really going to be a bit of a trying month. To be honest, I'm going to be on an island somewhere sipping a cocktail. I'm just getting out. It's going to be intense energy. I'm going to disconnect, I think. That'll be my little break. But it's going to be full on for you, okay? You've drawn here the card of integrity, which is number 23. So traditional tarot only goes up to 21. I'm going to get a qualifying card for you. 1 card, please, Eddie. Thank you. Yeah, I really see that you're going to end something, okay? I feel like it's either a relationship or career. Some of you could be moving. You could be moving interstate even. Maybe it's because of this person you meet through work. Another card on the 10 of Cups, please. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. New beginning in love. Now look, if you're happily in a great marriage and relationship, remember this is a general reading. It doesn't focus on rising signs. It doesn't focus on your Venus. It's just for sun signs, rising signs of Gemini. But each natal chart will be different, okay? It's back to that psyche stuff, right? The telling yourself that you are worthy, that you are good enough. It's almost like you don't believe this new start when it comes in for you in the second half of the year. Just 1 card, please, in this King of Earth. Earth sign here, Cancer. Sorry, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I don't know why I said Cancer. 1 more card, please, on the 5 of Swords. Of course I get 2. That's really funny. You have a pair here. King of Earth, Queen of Earth. King or Queen of Pentacles. And then you have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, so you remember what I said about how eclipses change things and they actually complete? It's the full moon ones are going to have some ending cycles for you, Gemini, and they're going to be big. Definitely see some of you moving in May just before your birthday. 1 more card. Thank you. And of course you get 2. Okay, so July. as I was saying, you have the card of integrity and the Page of Wands. So integrity is coming back to your core belief system, your values. It's what I was saying to you before about your psyche, about trying to find the truth. Page of Wands speaks about creating something new. It can also speak about an apology. So maybe you're giving an apology or receiving an apology for something that's happened earlier in the year. Maybe you do take a little break from a relationship. Maybe you do get back together. I'm not exactly sure how it plays out. What I can tell you though is that after the eclipses, after the craziness of Mercury going retrograde, which is going to affect you because it's in your sign, it's your ruling planet, it's going to affect communication, travel, the whole shebang. July is just going to be crazy. August looks really good. So just hang in there until August, okay? You have the Ten of Cups coupled with the Fool. So this is kind of like emotional fulfillment and abundance, and it's a new beginning in that for you. So I really feel like maybe some of you are starting something new. And, you know, sometimes I'll say in my readings, I'll be like, oh, for couples, it could be a renewal. I'm sorry, I don't see that as a renewal for couples. I see a lot of couples actually ending. And I have to be honest and call it as I see it, you know, death, transformation, the Tower, Four of Cups, unhappiness. I do see a new beginning in love, in emotional abundance, but this can also be from all the inner work that you've done. So you're actually drawing this in, and I know that's not what people want to hear, but it could be that you have a new beginning when it comes to your family, to your friends, to people around you that love you, and it's more fulfilling for you. It's kind of like you start to realize all that questioning that I was telling you about, like, who are you, what do you want, where are you going, what do you want to be, who do you want to be, it starts to fall into place. And then as you get to September, you have the Six of Pentacles coupled with the 11 of Water. So 11 of Water would be Page of Cups, which is, you know, an offer and like sweet kind of connection when it comes to love, and this speaks about even give and take. So maybe this new person or this new connection that you're kind of finding as you come to the second half of year is someone that actually sees you for who you are, right? That it's even, that it's not so one-sided. And you remember what I said at the beginning of filming this video for you, Gemini? I said one of the biggest things is about not pleasing other people, letting go of pleasing other people at the sacrifice of yourself. And I feel like if that is your partner or romantic partner, and this is making sense for you, you're going to meet someone new in the second half of the year that's really going to light up your world, that's going to make it feel even. It could potentially be an earth sign, because you do have the King of Earth here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords typically, as a card by itself, you speak of it as like needing to take rest, maybe healing after illness. But I feel like it's healing. This person is bringing you healing energy. Now, as I said, it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could be this new person that you've met through work. Whoever it is, they're going to make you feel a lot more calm and balanced. And even like listen to the tone of my voice as I'm talking. So I'm picking up on the energy already. I really feel like they're going to do you a world of good. And I think if they are that person that I keep picking up on that same energy, it's really about that even give and take. They're going to see you very differently. This half of the year, even though there's still some heavy energy here, seems very different from the beginning of the year. I'm not going to lie, the beginning of the year seems tough. You're going to be faced with a lot of change, a lot of questions, a lot of inner demon questions like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What's my life purpose? All that kind of crap. Lucky you. I've been doing it for a couple of years, so welcome to the party. Five of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Swords is what you come into for November. So it's really interesting because you've got a progression here, Five of Swords to Ten of Swords very quickly. So it's almost like fives all represent change, and it's mental energy. So Ten of Swords means completing a cycle, coming to the end. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles here. So ignore the fact that it's a queen, but you do have a king and a queen here, which denote a couple, right, of the same suit. So whenever I see it come out like that, it's like a trump when it comes to love or connection or anything like that. So some of you definitely could be starting a new relationship with someone new. And, you know, I feel like a few of you watching this going, I'm in a happy relationship, Ali, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, well, this is January and we're talking about October and things are going to shift. You know, we have the North Node in Cancer and an eclipse in Cancer, which is all about relationships. So if it doesn't shift and do it for you in June, like I'm seeing here, which is that kind of Tower moment, then transformation, then it might be in July. But I definitely see a couple here. And it could very well be that this is the ending of that feeling of who do I turn to? Who do I trust? Who do I let in? Who do I even tell all my deepest, darkest fears to? And I feel like that cycle's ending for you because you've now met this person that makes you feel very calm, that puts you as a priority in their life, Gemini, that you no longer have to worry about putting them first because they do that naturally for you anyway. December really feels like 8 of Pentacles. So it's kind of like getting recognition for hard work that you've put in. I know I've talked a lot about love, and that's just been the main theme that's been coming up, you know, yourself and love, and that's kind of been what's been carrying through. But what's really cool is that you have the 8 of Earth and you also have the 8 of Swords as your overarching energy. So you've got, the 8 of Water, 8 of Cups. So you've got the 8 of Cups and you've got the 8 of Earth here, 2 8s. 8s represent karma, so closing karmic cycles. That's what this 10 is here for you as well. So really feel like you're going to close out a lesson for yourself this year. I also just want to point out too, 8 of Cups speaks about emotionally moving on from a situation. So I did mention to you guys that some of you are going to end something to begin something new, and I really feel like in the second half of the year that's when you will emotionally disconnect. But for December, focusing on December purely, 8 of Pentacles is getting recognition for hard work done. So it takes a bloody long time, and that's what Earth energy is. But by the end of December, I feel like you actually start to step into the limelight again of getting the recognition you need. And the irony is that probably happens right around Christmas on the 26th, when there's another eclipse in the sign of Capricorn in that same area of psyche, of self-worth, of the inner questioning. But the difference is here, I feel like you're actually strong in who you are. You've come out of this dreamy like a state. You've kind of lifted the veil of illusion of what you've been telling yourself, and now you're ready to make some serious choices, some new direction. It's going to, I'm not going to lie, Gemini, it's going to be a tough year, okay? Because it's going to ask you to go deep within and really question where you're going. And that's never easy for anyone. But if there's any sign that can do it, and I've said this before in a lot of my readings, if you follow me, you're so strong, Gemini. I have faith that you can, and I'm going to be with you every step of the way, doing my readings, following and watching the energy as it plays out, okay? And just remember, change is good. It's always aligning us to our highest good, okay? Spirit, can I please have one card overall for love, the love energy for Gemini during 2019? Thank you, Eddie. What's the most important message for Geminis? They want to stick together. They don't want to give me a message. There it is. Thank you. Wow, repeating message. You got the Lovers, Union, and that was the first card that you had up the top here as well. I'll read it to you in a minute. And then one card for your overall spirituality, which is a big theme for you during this year. It's like finding yourself again. It sounds so wanky, doesn't it? I know, I'm sorry. I wish I could give you that bells and whistles and you're going to earn heaps of money and it's going to be this great year and you're just going to be so abundant. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and it's a year of healing for you, my dear Geminis. Sacred Serpent. Cool. All right, so the Lovers, Union. Number 6, Major Arcana. Repeating message for you for the month of January. Union with another gives you freedom to be who you truly are. What did I say about meeting someone that makes you feel like your true self? That's crazy. Embrace all aspects of yourself and liberate your spirit of love. The Lovers find freedom in reflecting and accepting each other. Purple brings great transformation and growth. The Goddess, the feminine and the unconscious mind, is seeking union with the God, the masculine and the conscious mind, in order to merge into an exquisite, beautiful whole. In making love, the divine spark plays in physical form as a delicious, sensuous reminder of the love that we are. Right, so what does that mean in lay terms? You're likely ready to feel love in all of its splendid forms. The reflection of another will inspire you to welcome, acknowledge the love and total sum of yourself. It's back to that self-love stuff I was saying, right? A new romantic or sexual relationship is imminent or may have already arrived in your life. This card may also indicate the deepening of an existing relationship that makes it feel renewed. If you do not have a partner, this card sees you embracing, accepting more of yourself. It is time to love yourself more fully so you can love and be loved more completely. And that's exactly what I was saying. It's like, you know, you need to do that inner work in order to actually figure out what you want and then draw it into you. But it's coming. That divine love's coming. I can see it there. You've got the Two of Cups, right? Potentially an earth sign, but I've already mentioned that. And then for some of you, it's specifically a Capricorn. Now, you also had, that came out with this, Sacred Serpent, which is number 18. Light from the darkness, shedding an aspect of the past, transforming challenge into creativity. This healing mandala brings guidance on the transition you are currently experiencing. You are encouraged and supported to enter the Aztec temple of the Serpent of Light. This mandala of renewal speaks of the balance of light and darkness within and thus without. It represents a time of solstice and celebration. The Sacred Serpent awakens within your core and watches over you as you descend into the depths of yourself to enter the spiral of life. Honor this sacred time as you enter your inner temple for a journey that can only lead to renewal. It's so funny. The Sacred Serpent guides you into reawakening your light, carrying you back within yourself so you can be born anew. Rise again, dear one, as the serpent rises within you. There you go, Gemini. That was your reading for 2009. Massive year of healing, a massive year of new beginnings, change, growth, and rising again. I hope you found this reading helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. If you would like to have one of these readings done for yourself, a full in-depth look at 2019 and what's coming for you, I am available for personal readings again. So please read the description bar below and send me an email. Take care, guys. Good luck.